What organizational cultures are supportive of strategic planning? So when we look at creating values and behaviors within an organization, we look at what are the values and behaviors that we have and what are the values and behaviors that we want within our organization. And this sort of assumes that you haven't created formal values or formal behaviors within your organization. So the way I look at values and behaviors is the way we do things around here. It's sort of like what you expect from your people and what you expect from your employees, either implicitly or explicitly. And a way to think about it is when you go to somebody's house and you take off your shoes. Is this the kind of culture that takes off their shoes when they come in the house? So I think any culture, if it's formalized, will help you execute your strategic plan. And here's why. When we do this exercise in our strategy sessions, we set our vision, we set where we want to go. We look at the values and behaviors that we have within an organization, good and bad, good and bad. We look at the values and behaviors that exist in our top performers, like our A players. What are the things that our A players embody within our organization and what makes them successful? But more importantly, if we were a coach and we were trying to find those players and duplicate their skill, what would we look for? And then we say, out of all of those values and behaviors, what are the top 5 that we would want to foster and duplicate? By the way, there's a million ways to do this. This is just the way we do it. And then we pick the top 5 values, and then we say, okay, if we had duplicated the top 5 values and behaviors of all of our A players, what would that do for our organization? And often, almost every time, the values and behaviors, if they were lived fully, if everybody was being what was important to the organization, people in the session can actually see the vision being accomplished without even having a plan. So just having the values, being like, if everybody was cooperative, open, honest, teamwork, everybody has similar but different things. But if everybody had the values that we want, if everybody replicated our A players, then we could accomplish our vision. We don't even need a plan per se. A plan will help. But that's why it's been famously said that culture eats strategy for breakfast. So if you have the culture that you want, you can accomplish your vision. Similarly, if you have the opposite of the culture you want, nothing is going to happen and nobody wants to work there. And rarely is it so extreme, but often there are a handful of people within your organization that are actually counterculture and they pull your plan back. So it's important to first identify what the culture is, and 2, like communicate it, and then 3, see if there's anybody who doesn't align with that culture.